welcome back to the show, everyone. Joining me now is Alan Feldman with the Democratic Club. How are you doing, Alan?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you
really
for making an
it.
enjoyable Monday so far.
Yeah, really.
The comedy club around here.
Right.
Well, speaking of comedy,
Yeah.
Prop 50.
Prop 50,
I think the Democrats are pretty happy about that, but help me understand, what is the outcome?
Okay, well, Prop 50, you know what's interesting about Prop 50 to me is that it passed with 65% of the vote, right? So to me, that means that it wasn't just Democrats voted for it and Republicans voted against it. You know, with 65% of the vote, Democrats had to vote for it, independents had to vote for it, and some Republicans had to vote for it. And you're talking about what it is. I thought at the beginning of the campaign it was going to be a real tough call for a lot of people.
So take us back to the basics for people that, you know, sort of surface level listening. Right. Maybe there's some sort of commercial on TV and you're hearing basically what I call is hearsay. Right. What does it exactly do? Well,
in California, redistricting, drawing district lines for Congress, state Senate, state assembly is done by it's called the CRC. It's the Citizen Redistricting, I think it's commission, might be committee. They do the lines instead of having politicians draw the line. That's where you get into gerrymandering, what's called gerrymandering. People I'm sure have heard that term. It's politicians drawing their congressional lines, so they're choosing who they want to vote for them. The voters aren't choosing them. They're drawing those lines. So if it's a Republican controlled state, so Republicans will have an advantage in congressional and state Senate districts, and Democrats are in control, Democrats will have an advantage. So a CRC will do it nonpartisanly, and that's what California's had for the last couple of years. And many Democrats in the Laguna Woods Democratic Club are very much in favor of that. And here we are asking them now to do a change. We got to change. You've supported this for years. It's finally law. Now we want you to change it. And the change was made in response to President Trump ordering the governor of Texas to redistrict. You know, you don't do redistricting in the middle of between censuses. Censuses are when we redistrict every 10 years. I never heard of a state or any district redrawing its lines 5 years after the last census and 5 years before the newest census. It's kind of unheard of. The Democrats of California decided we weren't going to unilaterally surrender to that. We were going to change the maps in California so that there's 5 more Democratic seats. It's not that hard to do. And that's what Proposition 50 was. It was an action taken in response to another action. And it's temporary. It ends in 2030 when everything goes back to the CRC. We'll have nonpartisan lines drawn. But that's the amazing thing to me is that it passed at 65%, and what a great job. Not just the Democratic Club in Laguna Woods did, but also all the Democrats in California. I mean, it takes us almost a year usually to prepare for an election. We had, 2 months to prepare for this one.
Well, every time the TV was on, every other commercial was about this.
That's right. There was a lot of money.
Democrats promoting it.
There was a lot of money.
It was in everybody's ear constantly.
Absolutely. It was fascinating because at first it was all anti-Prop 50 ads that came on. And then at the end it was all pro-Prop 50 ads that went on. So it kind of shows you the power of television advertising. I mean, I'm an old timer. I don't get my news and things on the internet, but people do. I'm sure it was the same thing on the internet. I would be surprised, but yeah, I mean, Democrats decided that we weren't going to go into 2026 with one party having these really make them up as you go rules, and Democrats being tethered to the old-fashioned, the old rules, the old, more constraining rules. So,
was there any other state besides Texas and California that participated in this?
Yes, well, not in this, but North Carolina has already redistricted, and they could only squeeze out one Republican district. Missouri, a Republican state, has already redistricted. And I think they only managed to turn out one Republican district, turn a district from Democrat to Republican. And Florida is threatening to do it, and I'm sure they will do it. They will do it soon. Democrats here did it in response to an action.
Yeah, I was going to say, What do you think that the Democrats were hoping to do with this? Was it just to sort of get back at Washington?
Well, I think it was two things. Number one, I think since we had the ability, the state had the ability in the size of the state to counteract the move. The president basically ordered the governor of Texas to give them an advantage, give them an electoral advantage, give the Republican Party an electoral advantage to controlling Congress. Republicans are scared that they're going to lose Congress. People in power usually lose the midterm elections. So that's what this was in response to. What do I think? What would I have liked to see? What I'd like to see is both states go, whoa, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe we should leave what's permanent, and not change the rules every time we have an election. But that didn't happen. So, maybe it passed, and maybe it'll happen now. Who knows?
Yeah. Or like you say, they're going to go back to redistricting. Right. Before we're out of time, let's talk about your next event.
Our next event is our regular monthly meeting, regular place, Clubhouse 2, regular time, that third Tuesday of the month, the 18th. Regular time, 7 o'clock. But an unusual meeting. Usually we bring in a speaker who talks to the club, hopefully, about something of interest and importance to them. But this month we're not. This month the meeting is about the Laguna Woods Democratic Club. We have a huge club. We have about 700 members. And many of them are involved in the club and are involved in the most important way. They vote, they go to meetings, they volunteer at election time. But how do I get that email every week? Who puts that newsletter together? How do you identify the speakers and meet voters? So this meeting is going to be about the Laguna Woods Democratic Club, and it's going to feature mostly our standing committee chair people. The committees are the ones that do the work. So they're going to explain how the committees work. And most important of all to us, they're going to explain to our people who are not involved in the club this way, how they can become involved. We need new people. People like me become involved in the what do you want to call it, the leadership or the administration of the club, and you stay there forever. I've been on the board of the Democratic Club for 10 years, and we're not trying to throw anybody off, but we need to keep the club active. We need to keep the club relevant. We need ideas, new ideas. Our ideas are old. We're living in the bubble of Laguna Woods for 10 years. I have. And I look at things the way I looked at it when I came here, but I don't know how to reach people on the outside. I don't know. I hear these terms. I don't know what they're about. I'm not good on Jeopardy anymore. It's
you got to stay relevant.
You got to keep. That's what keeps it relevant, right? New blood. You need new blood, and that's what we're trying to attract. So it's really it's two missions here. One, to make people familiar with how the club operates, and two, get people who are thinking about being involved in the club to be involved in the club, to at least give it a shot.
All right, so that's November 18th at 7 p.m.
November 18th, 7 p.m., Clubhouse 2. And we will have entertainment, we have singing, and we'll have food, extra food, not just the regular snacks. So you got to know how to attract people at Laguna Woods.
Alan, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
Thank you.
it.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Coming up next, I think the comedy club's over. Comedy hour's over. We're going to take a look at tonight's movie preview, so stay with me.
All right. Yes, I do have a microphone on.